Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're doing well. I'm just going to make sure all of our systems are operational. All the streams are streaming to the right places. We'll be ready to get started. Looks all right. Okay. Hello. How are you? My name is Jason. Welcome to the weekly review and wrap up and prep for next week. What we're going to do today is take a look at our 4 major indices. We're going to take a look at some of the more important, already getting errors, of course, more important things in the market, specifically commodities. What's natural gas doing? How crazy are they going to get? That's really an important question. I'll take a look at gold, maybe even the dollar, if I haven't said that, the US dollar to Canadian dollar I've got up here in my chart watching that weekly equilibrium. Okay, so first things first, before we get into the indices, let's take a quick look at what is happening in the 5-minute time frame for QQQ and SPY, because they have been on quite a rampage today. So the rules are simple on the chart, guys, and simple rules often have a lot of qualifications behind them, and of course there are a lot of nuances to everything. There is no simple rule in reality for trading, but as long as bulls maintain control over the blue line here, our EMA 12, we're going to consider them to be in control. So we're going to have these periods of consolidation where we pull back and set these 5-minute higher lows and build that beautiful river shape. That's what we want to see. So we have no reason to doubt the bulls until we start closing under that EMA 12. And at that point, our little radar can go up and we can go look around and, snoop into the drawers and see what's happening and try to find some other justifications and reasons for some pullback. But right now, bulls are in complete control. All right, let's go do the same thing on SPY. SPY, wrong chart. SPY 5-minute time frame, QQQ. That's what we want to look at. All right, looking good. Okay, so bulls are in control. Great. So we have 45 minutes left in the trading day. Do we have time for profit taking? Absolutely. Are we overextended on the hourly time frame? Yes, we are. We have been for a little while, though. That's the key, right? It's never just one technical reason for us to be looking for consolidation. I had some trades today that were silly because I was fighting the bulls and it took me to my second stop out. I got the high, I got my low, stopped out on the pullback. Why? Because we're looking for 5-minute higher lows and higher highs, and I was just fighting upstream and I was doing a lot of work to get nowhere. So a lesson that I'm relearning a lot: don't fight the bulls. Use your simple rules. If we're over the 5-minute EMAs on QQQ and SPY, bulls remain in control. All right. So we are overextended on the hourly time frame. We're getting close on the 4-hour time frame. No, we're not. We're definitely on the hourly. So profit taking is potentially here, keeping an eye on the 5-minute time frame for our QQQ and SPY for some pullback. All right. So that's what we need to, a little bit of housekeeping first. Now let's go take a look at our weekly setups. What are we looking for? What are our levels? What are we going to be paying attention to going into next week? And what is the sentiment going into next week? That's going to be important. This week we had those good comments coming out from, hopefully I'm saying the name right, Bostic yesterday. He had another little release today where he said, look, I've told you guys everything I need to know. It happened yesterday, and that was good for the market. And the market is continuing to have that pizzazz. So we need to remember, the market loves pizzazz. It loves to be excited, and it kind of like behaves irresponsibly to the upside in a sense, because we don't really have those incredible long-term trends that are back anymore. We're doing good work to fight toward, that positive situation, but we're not quite there yet. So let's go through all of our charts. We're going to start here on the NQ. All right, NQ closing under the 5-minute time frame potentially here, but I gotta get distracted. Let's start. We're going to focus on what we're focusing on, which is a weekly setup. All right, we've already prepped for the 5-minute time frame. All right, let me see if this is all good. Feel free if you guys have any questions. I'm streaming to a few places today, expanding horizons a little bit, learning more technologies. So if you have any questions anywhere, feel free to throw them out. I'll do my best to answer them as we move through the review, okay? All right, looking at the Nasdaq, the NQ weekly futures right now, we're in half decent shape. Technically we have ourselves a weekly uptrend. And anytime we are looking at trends, what are we looking for? Higher highs, higher lows. And we're not at this point too concerned with the quality of a high, because in the weekly time frame it can be a little bit difficult to discern when does a high matter, when does a break matter, when does a lower low that loses it by 10 cents matter. Ultimately, we have our weekly high, our lower high. Hey, this is what it gets interesting. Our higher low, now a higher high. So we have optimistic bulls who are trying to find a weekly higher low now. In reality, we do have a weekly uptrend. We have a low, a high, higher low, higher high. So we are looking for a higher low. We're in the confluence of our EMA 12 and our EMA 26 right now. That's what we smoked into on this daily pullback this week. We dipped below and now we are seeing a good drive forward. So we almost have a weekly stair-step pattern. I suspect if we continue the strength into the weekend, by Sunday, we might see a little bit of a gap up. I like to have at least 5 candlesticks for a stair-step pattern down. There's not a ton of momentum here. We'll see that on the daily time frame, but we are looking for a weekly higher low. So if we see next week break green and have this continued strength, a resistance on the NQ is right up here at 12,949. Notice that we are very close in proximity to the other weekly high of 12,987, which is going to create a very important level for us when we go to the monthly time frame, because we have pretty much a monthly double top. And if you remember way back over here, I totally forgot about this until we just looked at this chart here. Over here was a little bit of conflict as well. So certainly a very important level to be watching on the weekly time frame. Areas of multiple points of contact for resistance, and it's going to be a pretty big deal if the bulls can break above that level. So they're going to be making a go for it, and if bulls continue to show their strength, we're going to let them have that that moment of irresponsibility, if we want to call it that. Daily time frame. Now we are neutral on the daily trend. So we know our weekly trend is up. The daily time frame is now sideways. Why is it sideways? Because we have our high, our low, lower high, lows, and now we've got a higher high here. So we have one side going this way, one side going this way, and we are neutral overall. We have 2 days of good solid strength, and we're looking for daily higher lows to follow. So short-term momentum, yeah. No one's stepping in front of the bulls. They're going to let the bulls do exactly what they want to do. If you're a predatory trader and you have a lot of confidence in downside, what are you going to let the bulls do right now? If you want them to buy up as much as they can so that you can start applying pressure and scaring them out of their long positions, what do you want them to do? You want them to keep pushing to the high side. All right? So that is not a note on my own expectation for a big pullback. I do think we're extended on the hourly time frame. I'm just saying, if I'm a predatory trader and I want to get a really nice short position, I'm going to let these bulls hyperextend themselves a little bit, and then I'm going to start applying pressure there. So a daily high, a daily low, a daily higher high. We are sideways on the daily time frame for NQ. We're going to be looking for a higher low over, where'd my little drawing panel go? There we go. Over 11,832. 4-hour time frame needs to consolidate a little bit. An hourly time frame, we already know we're extended. So going to be watching for a pullback. I'd love a big 4-hour higher low. Let's say over 12,000. Get a 4-hour higher low over 12,000. A little bit of balance to figure out in here. Short-term bulls looking very good. Mid-term bulls, a lot of possibility. And we're looking for that weekly higher low. Keep a big eye on this 12,000. Let's call it, no, it's not quite 13,000, is it? 12,945 is a key level for us to be paying attention to next week. And if bulls continue with a lot of strength and they just have like enough follow through to not even want to try to consolidate, that's where I would be looking for some very, very tired bulls to get to. More than likely, a little bit of strength to follow through. Daily higher lows will be wonderful for the NQ side of things. Okay. All right, let's go take a look at ES. ES on the weekly time frame. What do our trends tell us? We had our high, low, high. Another triple area of resistance is going to come into play. Pre-market high. Still battling this out. Weekly higher, lows, higher, high. So we have a weekly uptrend. So 1 point for the bulls. Weekly uptrend. Where did that go? I'm still learning all these funny little things after using TradingView for so long. Can never find, there it is. Where's my brush? Give me that brush. There you go. Okay, so now we have the weekly bulls doing this, all right? We're looking for a weekly higher low. We got big resistance up here, almost a triple top. And what I like to do to remind myself of how important some levels are, if I'm not going to use a shaded box, which I have been gravitating toward, using like a nice little clear box that I can put like this and extend out into the charts. I will more traditionally use multiple areas of horizontal rays to indicate crowded areas of resistance. Well, we definitely have that in the 4175 range, 4180, 4188, 4186. You see this coming into play over and over again. So if we get that follow through, that strength carrying on today's strength, yesterday's strength, that's a good place for us to be looking for some resistance on the weekly time frame. Daily time frame, again, lower lows. We've got a daily high, a lot of room for daily higher lows now. If we are able to carry this through, I would be looking for 4-hour consolidation. Hourly time frame is already extended. We're right in a happy little middle zone for our RSI. The most likely outcome right now is a daily lower high and then a higher low, expanding that formation. We spent a lot of time this week or last week, and we do not have a broadening formation right now, but well, maybe we do. We'll take a look at the hourly time frame. We spent a lot of time talking about broadening formations in Dan's videos last week. This is what we get into. We get this expanding range that buys us more real estate, more opportunity. Bulls come up to a high, they pull back, more room for daily higher lows, and that's how we develop new trends in areas of volatility, all right? So daily time frame, lots of room for daily higher lows. Big key area of resistance up there. 4-hour time frame needs to consolidate, almost overbought. Here's our gray line. If price was to hit that gray line, we would have overbought conditions. You see the RSI right there, we're at 67.45. Lots of room for higher lows. And at this point, I would be looking for 4-hour higher lows for a long position just because the bulls look so spicy. Hourly time frame, look at that. One little dip below this morning, and we have just continued to rampage on. So we have been overbought for a while, and bulls just don't care. Like, this is pretty strong. I keep coming back to the word irresponsible buying, right? It's hard for me to look at this from a non-predatory perspective. Again, if I want to take a short position and bulls are doing this, I'm just going to let them do it. Just let them go crazy. Let the kids run around in the sprinkler. Who cares if it's like freezing water? Let them do it. They'll tire themselves out. And then when they're tired, we can do what we want. That's the whole idea behind ice sprinklers in the summertime. No adult in their right mind wants to go into the sprinkler. When's the last time you did? In reality, when's the last time you're like, I really want to run through the sprinkler right now? Not me. Hourly time frame, yeah, extended. Don't FOMO in. Watch those 5-minute time frames. Getting a little bit of an upper wick here, so it looks like we're maybe consolidating the 5-minute time frame for a SPY and QQQ. But we'll know more when we dabble back into it. All right, so to summarize for our ES, very excited intraday bulls, giving us lots of room for 4-hour and hourly consolidation opportunities, buying enough purchase to get a daily higher low attempt. So good for the bulls. Let's see where we open up on Sunday. I would expect a little bit of consolidation to hit us Sunday night, Monday. It's just overdue at this point on the hourly time frame. If we don't see it kick off here in the next half hour, I would not be shocked at all to see, barring any news-related events over the weekend, a little bit of a gap up into some selling pressure. Okay. Hourly time frame, how are we looking? Good. So take a look back at our SPY. SPY 5-minute time frame, still grinding that EMA 5 level. So as long as bulls remain above that, they're what? They're in control. QQQ, closing below. So we are, at this point, we have enough of a pullback to look for a potential lower high and balance into the end of the day, right? So we have not given up control to the bears. We have gone from bullish to neutral. We're not bearish. If we get a new high, we're right back to bullish and we'll be well over our EMA 12 again. The distance between our high and our low increases the likelihood of a lower high into balance. That's all that does. Okay, so as we're talking about our two main indice vehicles here, the SPY and the QQQ, let's take a minute to review our internals for those. Hey guys, yeah, I'll get to silver and gold. And the Forex, sure. Jeffrey fought the bulls too soon today. You know, I don't know what it is, Jeffrey, about the appeal for me. I think I far enjoy being right more than I do. And I think I'm attracted to like really difficult trades, and I don't know why. I don't know why. I just like to plot them out. Maybe I enjoy the hunt too much, but yeah, I don't know why I'm fighting the direction. I'm telling everybody, bulls are in control. They're in control. They're in control. The whole room. Lori's like grabbing people by the collar and shaking them and saying, "No, bulls are in control. Believe them today." And I'm like, but maybe I'll try this little short. And then it works, and then I get stopped out of break even or lose a little bit. Just silly. Always learning lessons and learning my own lessons and having a lot of fun in the process. So that's good. All right, so let's go take a look at our internals really quickly and see where we're at for the last half hour. QQQ 5-minute time frame. We've lost our EMA 12, but bulls have not really done too much, or should I say bears haven't done too much in response. So again, balance, go over to our internals. Now this is where we get interesting. So we're seeing some janky data coming to us from the Nasdaq. I don't know why it does this sometimes, but overall the trajectory here has been very steady for the bulls, right? There has been a very consistent buying pressure coming in. And even when we're in these little periods of consolidation, our take doesn't really go below zero. The lowest read we had today was minus 400. Okay, that's not a lot of selling pressure. We've been collectively building over the course of the day. And this is just saying everyone keeps mashing the buy button. And it's hard to go short. It's hard for the market to pull back when everyone keeps mashing the buy button. Even when we're getting these periods of consolidation, we're having a pretty like half decent mix of mashing buy and sell, right? Our ADE is still above 1500. It's cruising. Price is doing okay. So now we're looking at balance, and balance is pretty welcome. I'll be looking for some extreme ticks. If we see some extreme ticks to the downside, I would be looking for higher lows to form up because we need to consolidate in a few places, the hourly being one of them, and the 50-minute time frame also being one of those areas we need to consolidate. If we have a big push down and some extreme ticks telling us or suggestive of emotional selling, so just everyone rushing out at once in a panic, that sort of panic and that influx tends to be short-lived. So we can see that downside flush, that price hitting an extreme level and then pulling back to the mean, which would be right up here in this little bit of balance. All right, SPY 5-minute time frame, still holding EMA 12, so looking better. Go over to our internals over here. Go up, up, up. Very, very strong. Like, what do you want? What more do you want from the bulls? They have been collectively building. Their breadth is increasing over the duration of the day. We're now at 6.2, so 6.2 shares purchased for every share sold. Bulls in complete control. ADD improving over time. Our tick continuing to build down here. Look at that. It's just a gorgeous bull day. Minus 400 is the lowest tick I can see. Bulls in control. 2-minute time frame lost. Fine. 5-minute consolidation. Fine. Again, looking for those short opportunities. Eyes on EMA 12 on the 5-minute time frame. That blue line there. Okay. Good. Rob Johnson gave back some of his gains fighting the bulls. Yes, sir. Hopefully you had, well, you gave back some of your gains. That means you had a good day, I hope. It's all right. Either we make some money or we learn some lessons, right? Hopefully both, but the lessons you get when you have a loss, those tend to stick a lot more. Hopefully you guys are journaling, writing them out. And a lot of people say they journal and then they don't, or they intend to journal. Probably more people intend to journal. It can be really easy. If you're on your computer, just get your notepad out. You don't have to have a pen and paper. For me, it helps. I like to write things down with a pen and paper, especially like I do habit tracking, where I try to like literally write down what I want to accomplish and then mark off when I've accomplished it. But if you want to journal your trades, you can use a notepad. Like just use Notepad or whatever the equivalent is on your PC or Mac or Atari 4000, whatever you're using, and write it out. Ask yourself, why did I enter this trade? What was I thinking? When did I recognize it was going against me? Why didn't I do what I thought I was going to do? Or if you did, how did it feel? What did you learn? The biggest question is why did I feel this way? And you're going to find that a lot of your decision-making processes are ruled by your own emotional indecision. Or if you have bad trade, that embodied anxiety that you're going to carry through the rest of your trading day. All right. Getting into weird psychology stuff. All right, so we've covered half hour left. We've covered our ES. Let's go take a look at the Dow Jones mini futures. All right, we have ourselves a weekly downtrend. So overall, we've got a high, a low, a lower high, lower low. So bulls do have some upside momentum right now. We are looking for, come on now, magnetize for me. A lower high into 34,551 daily time frame. We know we're doing. We're cruising up. 3 good days, bucking right into our EMA 26 on the daily time frame. We know that we're going to be extended. We're looking for higher lows at this point. So our weekly trend is down. Our daily trend is now sideways. And our 4-hour trend is up. So we have balance. Overall, we want to see a daily higher low and a higher high. If we go to our 4-hour time frame, here are the bulls getting a little bit crazy, getting a little excited. We did get into overbought territory, 4-hour time frame, cruising, a lot of room for higher lows. So this is the same sentiment that we are carrying forward in the Dow that we have for our NQ and our ES side of things. We're looking for 4-hour higher lows. We're overextended here on the 4-hour time frame. Hourly time frame very overextended, and a lot of room for consolidation on both sides. So again, I would love to see a gap up and a bit of selling pressure applied. If we do get that situation, let's say we get a bit of a gap up and we come down, if you get into that short position, make sure you've got yourself a stop loss because we don't have a ton of upside resistance right now. We're just overextended. We can go all the way up to 33,905 before we hit a daily high. All right, hourly time frame, we know we're extended. Let's go to the 15, see what's going on. 50-minute bulls in control, stair-step pattern all the way back to here. So consecutive lows, higher on each candlestick. What that tells us is that there is that systematic buying pressure. And once we have a break of lows, we have a behavioral change. And behavioral changes are always worth noting. Get a 6-day lose? It's okay. We've all had those. We have all had big losses. You'll figure it out. You always do. You got it, buddy. All right, mini Russell futures. Let's go to the weekly time frame. Don't hate this. I just love nice controlled descending lows. We got a weekly inside bar. Okay, we had a weekly inside bar here. 2 weeks ago, we broke that weekly inside. That was our target. What did we knock out? And I love watching the Russell for this. So here's our low. We open high or mid-range of the candle. We break it. Great. Knock out a target. Knock out a target. Did we get to the next target? No. Bears get tired. We see that reversal come into play. So now we've got potential. And given where we are in the week, I think I feel good. I feel good that we're going to close this with a weekly inside bar, guys. Okay? It's unlikely, I think, that we're going to come all the way back down and break 1874. So weekly inside bar, if bulls break that, our target is going to be the high of the week of the 27th or 23rd. Right here. So we're looking for a weekly high or low. If we manage to pull that off, we're going to take out both of those objectives. All right. Daily time frame looking good. Momentum is good so far. We know we're extended on the hourly and 4-hour. Looking for consolidation. Room for daily higher lows. And looks like we're punching out of this range. So that's a good thing. Punching out of a range, heading to a new target. Next target, 1951. 4-hour time frame needs to consolidate. No big surprise. Hourly time frame stair-step pattern needs to consolidate. Again, I'd like to see a gap up. And if we can picture perfect paint this, I have a delivery driver coming to deliver hog feed. And my attack squad of wiener dogs has just alerted to me that they're here. What I would like to see would be a gap up and then weakness, like I said, and looking for those higher lows. If you don't know me, and there's a good chance you don't, if you're watching the stream in a few places, I have a little bit of a hobby farm up in the interior, not even the interior, I used to be from the interior, in BC, and I've got pigs and ducks and a whole bunch of fun stuff. So when I'm not trading and hanging out with the chart guys, I like to be outside and get in the mud and play with the animals. You just have to feed them. apparently almost every day. Okay, RTY, looking good. All right, so a quick summary for our ES futures. We have resistance up in the 41.75 range, multiple tops up there. That's a weekly time frame resistance, and bulls have control in the short term with room for daily higher lows. On the NQ side of things, we have a daily quasi-broadening formation. Again, looking for 4-hour and hourly consolidation. Ideally, we'll see a higher open on Sunday and higher lows to follow, with bulls remaining in control. 12,792 is our area of resistance there. On the YM side of things, we have a weekly downtrend. We have EMA 26 resistance overhead. Again, we're looking for strength into higher lows to follow. Daily trend has room for daily higher lows. And the Russell, we have this weekly inside bar that we'd love to see. Keep this one on your radar as a nice little canary in the coal mine. Russell tends to be a pretty good dude to us and tell us what's going to happen. So if you want to know what the market's up to, hang out with Russell. He'll be your friend. Okay. Well, let's see what's going on. Has the wife messaged me? Nope. I guess we're all good. Can you see my squad of dogs? I'll post pictures, but they're all running around. However, if my duck comes back... Oh, shoot, there's one of my pigs. See, my camera's on a tripod. It's really hard to move. Got it. Right over to my right, or yeah, to my right, about 10 feet, I've got a big bay window, sliding glass window, it's a word. And sometimes the ducks come up and peck on there, and I got a field about 20 feet away where a couple pigs are, so it's lovely. I love the animals. All right, we got 20 minutes left. Let's go take a look at some tickers. Actually, no, we're still in review mode. Adrastos, where are you in BC, man? Hey, Awesomeo. How you doing, buddy? Well, let's go take a look at the dollar. We shouldn't skip the dollar, guys. More and more. Today has been great, actually, for the dollar. This chart, comparing the dollar to our DXY, has been wonderful for timing these higher lows. We had, right here. Let's take a look at it, because this is a great example. On a day like today, where your SPY is trucking along, 1400, let's go look what was happening at 1400 for SPY. I want to line that up. I got the wrong time zones, don't I? UTC -5, New York, good. UTC -5. Should always set these to New York. Just do your friends a favor. If you're trading with friends, do yourselves a favor. Just all use New York time. That way when you're trading charts, it's just going to make way more sense. All right, so 1400 o'clock. So 1 o'clock for our SPY. We are over here, and we are trying to set higher lows. So we did technically just close under our EMA 12, but we are looking for consolidation, and this gives us a nice little bull flag. So if you're looking to get long in SPY and you're looking for a little bit more help, like I understand, let's say we're looking at our criteria for our trade. We know the 5-minute bulls are in control. Cool. We have our internals that tell us that bulls are in control. Great. We know that we need to be looking for consolidation. Yep. But, you know, we're humans, and maybe you're a new trader and you're like, well, the market's starting to go down now. You know, it's got 5-minute downtrend. Maybe this is like, is this the top? Maybe this is where we start to see some real consolidation, and that fear creeps in, which stops people from taking the trades at the time that's the most profitable for them. One of the things you can do in this situation, it worked anyway, to take a look at SPY. So add this to your little toolkit. SPY 5-minute time frame. Here's that consolidation. Here's that pullback. A little bit fearful. And as we're watching this happen, SPY moving down, we see the dollar dropping as well. These guys have an inverse relationship. So if the dollar is dropping as SPY is consolidating, that acts as like a little bit of a spring for that SPY to have a positive reaction. So we're looking for that to balance out. This needs to be inverted of this. And when we have one pulling down, we should expect that energy sort of to transfer into SPY. We get that 5-minute higher high break, and bulls get their little pop, right? This is more in line with what we would expect to see. SPY moving down, dollar moving up, just incrementally. When we have a divergence there, those divergences can give us some good trade-offs. Okay. Oh, you're in downtown Vancouver. Have we met? We've done a few. No, you don't have a number beside your name. We used to do meetups in Vancouver once in a while before the world ended, in the before times, in the long, long ago. All right, DXY weekly time frame. Bulls looking good. Weekly resistance up here. Here. 105, 631. Not quite a weekly inside bar, so we're going to have some short-term areas of resistance up here. Let's go use last week's high for that. And we're pulling back. What are we trying to do? We're trying to get ourselves a big old bull flag. So lower lows, no follow through, lower highs, great. So that builds up that bear flag, bull flag. Totally different animals. I don't know why I confuse them so much. When you get these lower lows and then you push down and then that's the response, that says, okay, no one, like certainly not the bears have complete control here. Go to our 4-hour time frame. There's a few ways you could chop this up and look at it and say, you got an inverse head and shoulders, maybe. Cup and handle, someone probably said that. But here we have a trend line with only one confirmed bottom. But if we are looking at a pattern that we want to trade up, which one matters more? The resistance line does, right? We don't even really need this guy. So what we want to do is get a 4-hour higher low, break 105.18, break that weekly resistance, and then that would be not great for the market, so it'd be great for the dollar. If we can get that in conjunction with, let's say we get a little bit of a break up and then some pullback, that would fit well for that daily consolidation that we need to see on our other names on our indices, okay? Well, let's see. Oh my goodness. So my wife's upstairs and she has decided that she needs to use the big mixer. And I'm going to ask her to give me 15 minutes. She may be able to hear. We'll see. There's the being. How much trouble am I going to be in? I'm going to let you guys know. Okay. When you look to your left, a split second, you know what? I'm going to turn it off live. And then you can tell me how terrible it is when I'm not using the creepy thing. Okay. So here's me no longer being a creepy robot. And you decide what you like better, because it doesn't really bother me none. All right, keeping an eye on that big 4-hour trend line for our DXY. If we see significant pullback and we lose this daily low, and then we're looking at weekly consolidation, my friends, which will be fantastic for the markets. Okay, where are we? We don't have a ton of tickers. Request. You lost 85 bucks. That stinks. You'll get it back. I believe in you. I believe everyone can learn this stuff. There's no doubt. Just find someone that you enjoy listening to. It doesn't need to be me. Heck, that's most people. Most people don't enjoy. But just find someone that you like to consistently makes you interested in the markets. That's going to be the key. You can never learn something you're not passionate about or you don't enjoy learning. I have people that I listen to streaming that, yeah, I find it's just entertaining and I like the way that they deliver things. Where are we? Oh, let's go take a look at the Ripper. And then we'll take a look at the few tickers. At Drostas, I don't think we have met. I'm thinking about getting together with Maud and Luke sooner than later. Go for dinner. Perhaps you can join us. Maybe we can make a little mini meetup. That'd be cool. All right, natural gas futures. So, you're waiting for this one for a while, huh? And it's delivering. All right, so we have broken over the weekly little pop. Bulls don't have much resistance, and that's what makes this kind of interesting. So we have EMA 12. We dipped into weekly oversold. Okay, ChartGuys were all over this. I missed this particular opportunity, but I know you guys have been asking about it nonstop, and I know Dan and everyone, especially Lori, have been just crushing this. $3. And where's my EMA? Why aren't you showing up? I don't know. This is my EMA 12 line. Not sure what the price is on it right now, but I would be expecting some slowdown if we manage to get there. Daily time frame, gorgeous. Look at this, like daily stair step getting another boost up. So watching for the daily stair step break for consolidation opportunities. Until this happens, bulls are in control. Here's that blue line again. 4-hour time frame. As long as bulls are over EMA 12, they remain in control. Look at your time frame. Look at EMA 12. Are they over or under? Can be that simple sometimes. Hourly stair step pattern up. No red flags for the bulls. Complete control and dominance. Consolidation opportunities abound. And yeah, no real red flags. Like other than saying like they look like they could be tired. But at the same time, that's like looking at someone who just won like a 10K and destroyed all of their opponents by like 10 minutes. And then saying, well, he looks like he could be tired. Of course he can be tired. Of course he could use some rest. It doesn't mean he can't keep running. It's just one of many factors to consider. Okay. You haven't met anybody? All right. I don't like coming into Vancouver. It's one of my least favorites. But I'll do it for you. I'll message, or how about you message me? Because there's a good chance I'm going to forget by the time this stream's over. Maybe we can set something up. Do you like weird ethnic foods? I was thinking like, Luke and I went to an Afghan place once. Shouldn't say that's weird. It was different for me and I really enjoyed it. I want to go back. We can hit that up. Jas, absolutely. I can look at the CAD USD. I had it open. There it is. So we're still looking at that weekly equilibrium. We get the weekly inside bar. Right? So a little bit of turbulence. Daily time frame chopping it up sideways. Got an expanding formation on the hourly maybe. Yep. So we're looking for the weekly inside bar. If we get that bear break, then the weekly EQ continues. Pretty easy one. Okay. It's a dangerous ask. Oh, I didn't even look. She could be stewing right now. She's sweet. Apologized, said she realized immediately after turning on the mixer. What a lady. Pretty lucky. She tolerates the fact. Okay. In fairness, she has to go through life telling her friends and everyone she meets that I'm a YouTuber. Can you imagine that? Like meeting people like, oh, my husband's a doctor of emergency medicine. What does your husband do? Oh, he streams. That's a thing. I did not do that, Rick. I'm about to do the trigger request. I'm noticing the stream is going, well, the afternoon streams have been a lot of fun, but they tended to go a little bit longer than the regular streams. Just taking more time to talk about things. All right, Rick, let's go take a look. What is your particular question? BFE weekly stair step pattern plus a lower wick. What clues? What are clues for a break next week? Thank you, Awesemo. Unfortunately. Yes.
The guy's here.
Great.
Okay.
I'm still with my friends.
Well, I was quiet, so I was checking.
It was quiet for like maybe a tenth of a second because I don't stop talking. Bye. There you go. That's my lady, guys. She came downstairs just to check. Would you agree that I stopped talking long enough for someone to go, could he possibly be done his stream? I don't think that happened. Okay. The weekly time frame. All right. The question that we're looking at now is, when is this going to stop? Please make it stop. Let's go back. Monthly time frame. Hey, always explicit. Toronto, huh? Hope you like it. Never been. So on the monthly time frame, I'm just looking for like other things to slow down. Like, what are some obstacles? Have we run into a big area of resistance before? And I can see like a couple possibilities. First, like the top of these greens coincide with these lows, and that lines up with 38.84. And great, but does it help us right now? Not particularly. We're a little ways there. So we can leave that on the chart. And move on down. Weekly time frame. Dropping. Okay, so potential area of support in the area of 38.84. And I'm going to make it a little bit fuzzier for myself. I'm going to go like this. I'm going to tighten this ship up a bit. And here. And here. Just so I'm not going to rely on one number. I'm going to remind myself that, hey, this is an area of previous monthly support and resistance that I should be paying attention to. Otherwise, do I see any reason to get in? No. I could be looking for a trend play, in which case I would use my RSI dipping below as a rationale for entry. Where's our drawing tool? Excuse me. Why didn't that work? Okay, gotta reload the chart. Sometimes when we get into trends, our RSI lows below 30 can indicate trend lows. We don't really have a trend per se here that's useful. Okay, so right now all we've got for signal is a daily stair-step pattern, or a weekly stair-step pattern. Daily time frame. We can look for daily trend change. So depending on when this occurs, it may become a new weekly stair-step low. So the most likely outcome is going to be a lower high under EMA 12 at this point. That's a daily bounce. That's a good daily target. So I'm not getting in on the break of 41.73. I'm getting in on the break of 40.73 and the resulting daily high or low. 4-hour time frame doesn't give me much to work with. Again, looking for consolidation and higher lows. So not a lot in the weekly time frame working for us. And even if I am looking for longer entries here now and I'm already in a position, I would be looking to scale out on hourly consolidation and looking to re-enter on daily higher lows if I'm that long on PFE. All right. Hopefully that answers your question. A content creator, that sounds like OnlyFans. Let's face it. And I think that would be, I don't know. I'm not gonna think poorly of myself. Maybe I'd do okay. Someone out there has got to have a weird, ugly person kink, right? It could be me. Can we see your squad of dogs? Okay, tickers. We've already taken it. We've done the USD CAD. Can we look at TFC? Absolutely, we can. Let me catch up on these other chats. All right, guys, I'll stick around. I know we're coming on the close, so I do have some other ticker requests here. I'm going to move through all of my chats. Let's see. We got SQQQ. We already did the QQQ, so we don't need to chart that individually. Yeah, lower high was the most likely outcome. Chopping about. Not a lot of profit taking in the end of the day. 3 minutes, so who knows what could happen. But I have a feeling we're going to close green. Hi, friend. We did nat gas. We did that. DXY correlations, good. Jeff says Vancouver's too cold. South Texas. South Texas. I've been to... I don't think it's in South Texas. I've been to El Paso. But frankly, I think that should probably belong to New Mexico. TFC on the weekly time frame. I like it. Looks similar to the market in the sense that we have a little weekly uptrend. We're looking for weekly higher lows. Daily time frames. A little bit nice and tight. I like this. I like when we have a pretty clear area of resistance and support for our daily time frames. It means we generally can draw it well on the 4-hour time frame. So we'll grab a high, swing it over to another high. And what's the volume on those particular levels? We'll figure that out later. Generally, I want to use real market hours. And if we get like a little bit of like a single order or a small block order going through after hours that creates these little dash lines, I don't really worry about them. So let's bump it up just a titch and tighten it up just a titch. Okay, we have Like, even if you're a person who draws on wicks, pretty undeniable we have a contained area buying and selling. That makes it easier for us to determine when the pattern of behavior has changed that has put us into this channel. So if we are looking for a long position in TFC, we are looking to break out of that channel and we are looking to change the daily trend. So at this point, I would need bulls over EMA 12. I would like to see a break, a daily high or low, and then a break of 47.85 or whatever that daily high is outside the channel. Then we have good opportunity. I don't even know if I could peg San Antonio on a map. Let's try. Okay. It's like, I'll draw Texas. I'm like, this is going to be really tragic for, I think, a lot of us. Okay. I'll pass this up here. And then Mexico. And then Ocean. I don't know what's beside Texas, but I'm assuming they were friends and created a nice linear border. And then, isn't there like Oklahoma somewhere? Here's Texas. San Antonio. Aren't all the cities right here? And here's sad Texas because they're disappointed in me in my public education. Okay, let's go look at some tickers for my friends at TradingView. I appreciate your patience. VIX is oversold. Could it limit the rally? VIX is just looking at volatility in futures, right? So if VIX is expecting a lot of volatility or lack of volatility, yes, I can also look at Bitcoin. First, my TradingView friends. Who has been waiting the longest? Jeffrey, there's no nose on this at all. You've not been paying attention. USD JPY. This is a mouth. That would be where the nose is. So it doesn't exist. USD JPY. Now, full disclosure, I've never traded Forex a day in my life. So maybe there's a lot of nuance that I'm missing here. So take that into account as well. And the weekly trend looks very strange here. So it doesn't look like we have weekly trends in the way that I would typically see them. What I see is daily trends represented on the weekly chart. So in the same way we were just looking at TFC when we had that daily trend here, see how it's like it's nice and contained? We're seeing very similar action here. So given in this weekly chart, I'm suspecting we can just go in, let's say just the tops of our candles and the bottoms, because that's going to represent the overall chart, slap in the daily and probably fits mostly inside that mess. Yeah, like not bad. So we got daily charts here, and we seem to be in another one. So let's go do the same thing. And we're going to say we are long USD JPY in the areas of our trend lows. If we have EMA 26 support, right now we're right in the mid-range of our overall channel. So we are directionless, which probably represents well on like the 15-minute time frame. Yeah, broadening formations. It'd be difficult to draw that one out. So I would be looking for hourly trend changes in the area of my lows on the trend, assuming I have daily EMA 26 support, which is this faint red line coming in here. Then I will be looking to move away, stop out on the break of pattern. Silver, gold. Are you asking for silver or gold? Or I'm going to do gold. Because we got another request for gold too. All right, gold hit our EMA 26, has got itself a little bit of an engulfing candlestick, so that weekly time frame has a low and a high above the previous one. So a lot of momentum after having a failed lower low on the candlestick, which is good for the bulls. We are looking for a weekly higher low. So bulls are in control, clearly. Daily inside bar bull break, gorgeous, knocked out its resistance and the next target, which really woke up weekly bulls. Awesome. Or yeah. Okay, so here's another quick lesson. We have different groups of market participants. Let's assume that there are 100 people who trade on the weekly and 100 people who trade on the daily time frame. The weekly players, they got into this week and they only looked at this candlestick and they said, I don't care what happens. I'm only going to be making an entry if the bulls break 1847. That's it. That's the only thing I care about. So when we go to the daily time frame and we have a daily inside bar and that inside bar breaks bullish, knocks out its target here, that wakes up the daily bulls who only care if we broke the daily high, and it wakes up these guys who stop by just above that. And then once we break the 1847 level, it activates those 100 traders who are only interested in the weekly time frame. So this is a concept that is really core to the strategy or the strat theory. It's just waking up and getting these multi-time frame operators to work together. So really nice example of that. Ultimately, daily bulls are in control, daily inside bar. Resistance is now 1860. It looks like they are fully in control here. Nice 4-hour consolidation, higher lows over 1839. Notice I don't want to say we hit. We created a low, coincided well with what our EMA 12 average calculated out to be. So that is going to be the level to be playing with, looking for 4-hour higher lows in the area of our EMA 12 next week. Cool. PFE, so I'd look to enter a swing. Let's go back here. Did we close PFE? I had a feeling it was on this one. No, shoot. Nope. Oh, there it is. Okay. So we have a question from PFE. You look to enter a swing low on the daily trend change. Yes. Do I swing trade or day trade more? I day trade more because as a co-founder of the Chart Guys, I'm just in the mix every single day, all day. And there are just a lot more quick opportunities and I just love it. So I do it. I make more money swing trading because that's the way it is. I generally will swing trade or day trade my swing positions. That makes sense. All right, we have another ticker request. We did gold. Texas looks like an old pair of underwear. This is showing up in a few chats. So maybe Texas should change its shape. Okay. I can't be responsible if my vision and art is what they decided to shape their state boundaries over. All right, Google and Ribbon. No, Google. Google. Ouch. Weekly higher lows. Cool. So we need to break over EMA 12. Right now, this red line, if EMA 12 is under EMA 26, it turns red and it says no. Don't you even dare go past me. Weekly highs, weekly green, looking for a weekly high or low. We want to confirm that next week with a push and a close above EMA 12 right there. Daily time frame is going to be looking for what a lot of names are looking for, daily higher lows. Lots of room for it. Hyper extended on the hourly time frame, extended on the 4-hour, looking for daily consolidation. So next week's going to be all about daily consolidation. Ribbon. Ooh, we covered that one not too long ago. These are hot list tickers. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to do some shameless self-promotion. Hey, do you like me? I like you. You can follow me on Twitter. Try to get me up to 835 followers. That would be awesome. Because I've completely neglected my Twitter account for the last 8 years. Ribbon on the daily time frame, looking for daily lower highs. Whoa. We are looking for 1982. EMA 12 is the most likely outcome there. A lot more work for Ribbon to do. We got just pummeled here. So we have weekly neutral chart, and we're just limping along. There's a real good chance here we're in a monthly bear flag. And the daily bulls, I'm not interested until they can get over 1982 or whatever the daily lower high is, because we have a pretty strong downtrend. And frankly, there are better names to be day trading. If your overall direction is okay, if your overall direction is down, don't trade up. Same thing I did on Oxy and XLE today. I went into the chart guys and said, hey, chart guys, here are your strongest sectors. I'm going to fly directly in opposition to these guys, and I'm going to have a heck of a time. So I got like 2 entries on Oxy today. I got the high, stopped out, got the high, stopped out. Dumb. I'm not going to do the same thing on Riven. I'm not going to just blindly go in long when everything else is telling me that way. What do I need to see? I need to see, come on, you got it. There you go. Daily high, high or low, break that. Then we're interested. Then we have opportunity, okay? The behavior will have changed by then. Bitcoin, please, you're scared. That makes me scared to look at Bitcoin. Oh, don't be scared. We do this all the time. Look, we did it here. Did it here. We have big days. We recover. That is not a recommendation to do anything. All right. Bitcoin, let's take a monthly drop down to it. All right, so we have monthly indecision after a bit of green. We got a higher high. So we're really looking for range. So here's a high. Here's a low. This is a box we're playing in. This is the sandbox that children are confined to. We have EMA 12, 26 is our support, and we have weekly support. So I suspect this is fallout from Silvergate, which is a bank that got punched directly in the esophagus and has been dropping. Hey, it actually is a doji today. Dropped 50%. So more bad news for Silvergate. It's going to impact cryptos, or that's likely what we're seeing here. So that means once that is absorbed and people tend to forget about it, give them like 3-4 days, they're going to feel better about Bitcoin again. That's generally how bad news gets absorbed. Immediate reaction, recovery, opportunity. Daily time frame, or weekly time frame, 21,376 support. 4-hour time frame. We aren't really doing too much here. So I would call this a 4-hour bear flag. Doesn't behave like a bear flag. I'm wondering if there's an hourly support or 50-minute support right in there. Yeah, pretty close. So there's a 50-minute low. So we're just range trading now. And we may get another leg down, but 21,376 is the support. The real panic for you, if you want to call it that, should be when we lose our weekly higher lows, which right now we still have some ways to go. And otherwise, bulls are pretty content with where they are. SBNY Bank Coinbase said they switched to SBNY. Cool, I didn't know that. All right. Signature Bank. Can I share my Twitter? Yes. Now here's me with a duck. And here's some videos that I post every morning. Every morning, my friend John sends me some tickers that he likes. And I sit down and using some of the levels that he shares, I make videos for my Twitter and my TikTok. Thank you, Joe. I think I've got everyone's tickers. No, Jess wants me to look at DNN. Next week, I'm going to start this show earlier. Denison Mines. Denison Mines is not doing a lot here. And unless you know something I don't, there's probably better things for you to be trading. But there's probably a lot that you know that I don't. There's always somebody smarter than you. That's for sure. Sort of a weekly box happening here, or monthly, weekly time frames not giving us much. It's a slow mover from $1 to $1.50 over the course of a month. Yeah. If you're investing in it, you know what? This chart is not particularly attractive to me in most capacities. Daily time frame. Well, weekly resist is about, well, I'm going to say 152. Support, $1 psychological and just above. Daily time frame, looking for daily higher low and lower low. So here's our lower high. We're looking for a lower low under 119. And this is a janky trader. It's a pretty low float. Oh, my friends, I have 2 people watching me on Twitch now. I've doubled my viewership on Twitch. And I'm up to 8 followers. That's amazing. I did do the Dow. How much money do you generally need for day trading? A question that has no answer. As much as you can put in, really. And that's not to say you need to go and gather up $1 million, but it would help. As with most things, the more money you have, the easier it gets. And I say that because of a couple of things. So when you're paying commissions, which you have to do in most countries, if you have a small account size, it's really hard to make money with position sizes that are protective. So let's say you've got $1,000 and your commission's $10 round trip, and you only want to risk 20% of your capital per trade. You have to make some pretty big moves in order to pay your commission. So it can get difficult. There are ways around that. Some countries, the US has commission-free trading, or you can, some brokers have cheaper ETFs to trade. So having a larger account helps. I started with $1,000, and I just accept the fact that you may focus on swing trading a little bit more to get some more bang for your buck as far as moves go and not chewing your commission. Yeah, the more helps. $1,000, it's going to be difficult, but I did it. Five is a very happy number, but you can start with anything. RAF, I did DGI under the ticker YM, and it should be pretty early on in the call. Time down here, probably 12:25 to 12:30. 5 people on Twitch? What is happening? Okay, I'm going to wrap this up pretty quickly, but I'm going to go through all of the calls, or the chats, just to make sure that I've not missed anyone. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Platinum. I'm not going to do platinum. You know what, Jason Clement, I will do platinum for you. Jeff said you got, oh yeah, 25K. Forgot all about that. So in the United States, you have to have $1,000 if you want to avoid the pattern day trade rule. It will be a big pain in your butt if you have less than that, but you can pull it off. Platinum. I don't even, where's platinum? Platinum is a brand new alloy made entirely of soybeans. Platinum. Ooh. Okay, I don't know what's going on with platinum, but it's hot stuff. It's a nice pop of metals, weekly resistance break. Okay, so we are looking for monthly higher lows, very aggressive. We're looking for a weekly lower high. All right, so Keep in mind, overall, like longer term, we're still in the weeds on this one, and we're looking for this type of action. So let's not get too excited. Daily time frame. When did this call come into play? Okay, daily higher lows. Good. So our move is to try and capture the daily higher low, and we'll know we got it when people start talking about an inverse head and shoulders or the upside down scary ghost. We've done a lot of work to get there. We've bought a lot of room for those daily higher lows. So like the market, we're waiting for some good, healthy consolidation. And when platinum looks scary and looks like you don't want to get into it, and it might be crashing, is probably the time for you to be considering those long positions, going back to the daily time frame and reassessing your relationship to that low. Right? It looks easy to get into now because we've done a lot of the work. And this is where a lot of new traders get tripped up. They buy the highs. We don't want to buy the highs. We want to buy the lows. When it gets scary and sketchy, that's where you want to get into it. So I like it on the daily and weekly time frame. I just want to see that daily consolidation come into play. Hey, Joe, family on Twitch. Thank you. Okay, I think I've got all the tickers. Where can you learn more about technical patterns? Any books or websites you recommend? Yes. So I really like I was gonna look it up on Amazon. This one, I apologize if it's backwards, but it's Technical Analysis 3rd edition. Maybe there's new ones by Kirkpatrick. And it's just a really in-depth book. It's a resource that I literally keep on my desk. And if you want to go super pro, you can get the CMT Level 1, which you'll find takes a lot from this book. Those are great. Investopedia, of course, is just a good reference overall. And yeah, if you go on to Twitter and if you go on to Twitter and YouTube, there are some guys on there who really like charts, and they have some really good resources too. I think that's it. Okay, that's it, guys. Appreciate y'all watching. A lot of fun to do the stream. And I'll see you all next week. We'll do this again.